Remember that first moment staring through the blizzard on a rickety wagon, snow crunching beneath the wheels, hearing Dutch's voice in the storm? It was slow, it was cold, and it was exactly how Rockstar wanted you to feel. Right off the bat, Red Dead Redemption 2 wasn't like other games. It didn't rush you into an explosive battle or spoon-feed excitement. Nah, this game took its time, and in that patient introduction, Rockstar was teaching us how to savor the journey ahead. Think back for a second. Your first hunt with Arthur Morgan, tracking deer through fresh snow in the mountains. You probably remember fumbling with the controls, your breath catching when you finally nailed your first clean shot. Or maybe it was that first moment you bonded with your horse, realizing this wasn't just some disposal game mechanic. This was your trusted partner for a journey of a lifetime. You fed it, groomed it, and God forbid something happened. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. This slow, deliberate pacing pulled you in. It wasn't about instant gratification. It was about immersion. Rockstar didn't want you to play. They wanted you to live in the Old West. The nights spent by the campfire, Arthur quietly sketching in his journal, the gang sharing stories, songs drifting softly through the dark. These moments weren't filler. They were the heartbeats of the entire game. Rockstar made you care, made you linger, made you feel the weight of every action, every decision. And that's why from those first few hours, trudging through snowstorms and hunting in the wilderness, you knew you were about to experience something unforgettable. Arthur Morgan, man, he wasn't just another gunslinging outlaw. Rockstar took the archetype we thought we knew and flipped it on its head, crafting one of the most nuanced and emotionally compelling characters in gaming history. At first, Arthur was just another loyal soldier in Dutch's gang, but slowly we watched as cracks formed, relationships frayed, and Arthur started questioning everything he'd ever known. We were there when loyalty turned bitter, when trust shattered. Remember that moment at Horseshoe Overlook when Arthur comforted young Jack, reminding him of the simpler times before everything went sideways? Or later, standing on a cliffside with Dutch, staring out over a changing world, realizing the ideals they fought for had become corrupted? Arthur's slow realization that maybe, just maybe, he'd been on the wrong side, cut deep. His journey of redemption wasn't flashy, it was gut-wrenchingly real. Remember John Marston's family, knowing Arthur was fighting a losing battle against his own fate, or the heartbreaking ride back into camp after the doctor's diagnosis, knowing that time was running out? Those weren't just gaming moments, they were emotional landmarks that stayed with you long after the credits rolled. Rockstar crafted a character whose choices mattered, whose failures hurt, and whose redemption felt earned. Arthur Morgan wasn't just the protagonist, he was the moral compass of the entire game, turning what could have been just another outlaw tale into an unforgettable emotional odyssey. The beauty of Red Dead Redemption 2 wasn't just the people or the story, it was the breathtaking, breathing world Rockstar painstakingly created. This wasn't just a map you ran around, this was a living, changing environment that responded to your every move. Think back to those early mornings riding through the grizzlies, the sun breaking over the mountains, wildlife darting away as your horse galloped by, mist hovering over the rivers. You felt like you were there, soaking it all in. Rockstar went all in on the details, from the towns that felt lived in, to forests brimming with life. NPCs had routines and personalities and stories. Weather patterns changed dynamically, transforming the entire landscape in minutes. Thunderstorms that made your controller rumble, heavy rains that created muddy paths, snow that piled realistically. It all added layers of realism you hadn't experienced before. Even your horse wasn't just a vehicle, it was a partner, grooming it, calming it down after a tense firefight, making sure it ate. These weren't chores, they were meaningful interactions connecting you deeper into the world. Every interaction, from the smallest wildlife encounter to a showdown in the streets of Saint Denis, felt significant. Rockstar's devotion to creating an immersive world made Red Dead Redemption 2 feel less like a game and more like stepping into another life. You didn't just play in this world, you lived in it, breathed in it, and damn, sometimes you even missed it when you weren't there. I know I have. Man, let's be real for a second. Playing Red Dead Redemption 2 wasn't just gaming, it was straight up immersion on another level. Rockstar did not hold back. They threw us deep into Arthur's boots, and sometimes it was so authentic that it hurt. That's exactly why we all loved it. I mean, remember the first time you realized you had to actually clean your guns? Like after that wild shootout in Valentine, bullets flying everywhere, and you suddenly realized your favorite revolver was caked in mud and grime, and it just wasn't shooting the right way. It didn't feel like a chore, it was kind of like a ritual. Each stroke of the cleaning cloth wasn't just maintenance, it felt like respect, like Arthur cared for his gear and you cared for Arthur. And if I have to admit, it kind of felt good looking at the gun and cleaning it. And your horse? Forget vehicles and other games. Your horse was a living, breathing companion. I remember all those moments I had to calm it down after the gunshots made it scared. Whispering soothing words as you brushed it. Feeding it, bonding with it, naming it something ridiculous that only you got the joke. But it was genuine. That's what made it authentic. It wasn't just gameplay. It was partnership. Then there was the raw intensity of gunfights, lining up shots in Deadeye, marking targets as the world slowed to a crawl, every shot landing with that satisfying punch. Nothing ever felt scripted or cheap. It was gritty, tactical, and every battle felt personal. You ducked for cover, bullets whizzing by, scrambling to reload your rifle in time. Adrenaline pumping, every single encounter mattered. Some people said these details slowed down the pace, but man, those details were the pace. They made every moment memorable. Rockstar knew what they were doing. They weren't trying to entertain us for an hour. They wanted to capture us for a lifetime. And damn, did it work. At the end of the day, Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't just raise the bar. It set a whole new standard. This wasn't just another game release. It was a cultural moment. A phenomenon that captured the imagination of millions around the world. Let's be honest here. Rockstar didn't just give us another open world game. They created a living, breathing world with stories that stuck long after the console was turned off. Red Dead Redemption 2 earned over 175 Game of the Year awards, and for good reason. It didn't just innovate, it influenced countless other games, reshaped expectations, and reminded everyone that gaming could be true storytelling. We lived Arthur's journey, felt his losses, celebrated his victories, and watched the world around us evolve and react in ways we had never experienced before. Rockstar made us slow down, made us feel every moment, every decision, every emotional punch. They showed us that games could be more than entertainment. They could be art, they could be powerful, and they could be unforgettable. Years later, we're still talking about Arthur, still sharing stories from campfire nights at Horseshoe Overlook, and still feeling nostalgic about those quiet rides through the hearts of the Old West. And that's why Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just one of the best games of its generation, it's one of the greatest games ever made, period.